The world pants too. The world pants.
And the World box didn't fit on the bus
in London, I know.
Take the box apart.
Yeah.
That was to get on the ferry across to France.
But
And
it
that was
didn't fit in the bus itself.
maybe, but you remember we had to take the window out, and that poor
Those emergency
Parisian
windows.
bus driver was like really freaked out because we took the bus apart.
Oh, I remember that.
Got used to us.
And you remember the hotel we were at, the Casville?
Decazeville, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Fred and I got a room up in the top floor that had mirrors all over the walls and ceiling or something.
That was with the flocked velvet
Yeah.
wallpaper or something.
Reddish purple.
Decazeville was where, that was another time, I think the bus broke down, and we ended up having to have an unscheduled stop or something.
That's right.
That's right.
And we had artichokes for supper.
We had
Exactly. The guy
artichokes for supper.
apologized for, well, you know, the restaurant's closed and we don't, you know, the oven's off, the da-da-da-da-da. And then brought out these fresh artichokes and it was just an
It
incredible
was
meal,
like
actually.
bread and butter and artichokes and platters of cold lamb or something and cheese, and it was just like, so sorry.
That's a lot better than, we're so sorry, here's your meal on Northern Harmony, which was sometimes like crackers packaged in plastic.
It wasn't all luxurious because I remember we did a show in New York State at the end of a tour. They said they'd have supper ready for us because we were coming in late. And they brought a box into on the stage and opened it. It was all Hostess Twinkies. Hostess Twinkies. Remember the Hostess Twinkies?
If no one else remembers it, then
Wait a moment.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
that's what I was.
I'll look at my
I
journal.
know. You're his daughter.
I think it was the same night Mark was playing animal bowling.
But do you remember, this is a Larry story, do you remember when we did a show in Hill Auditorium in Ann Arbor, Michigan, at the University of Michigan?
Oh, yeah.
And so whoever was hosting us brings us to this really big open room with a whole bunch of couches in it, which was like a student center, a community center or something. And we're all looking around at Larry, and Larry said, well, they offered us hotel rooms, but I thought we'd all like to stay together. Which was so nice. It was at the end of the tour, and really all we wanted was like a shower in our own room.
The community of the Ark. Remember we slept in the barn and we had bales of hay between our beds.
Oh, yeah.
Our beds of hay.
Oh, beds of
And
hay.
we woke up in the morning, there was a donkey underneath us. It's grain.
I do remember that.
I remember. I think a bale of hay fell on me. I was sleeping and something.
About the community deluxe was how hard it was to get a cup of coffee.
Oh, jeez.
They wouldn't give us any coffee, and it was final, and I was addicted to that, so it was very difficult. And so finally, when we got to see Shanti Lutz,
Oh, yeah,
remember
yeah.
that?
Yes.
Offered us coffee. It was really fantastic.
Well, do you remember Stephen's concussion in the community of the Ark? Oh, yeah, it was the...
You hit me with a piece of Yes.
It was in the pre-show. That's
I forget some of these.
well, of course.
Right here, you know, and it felt a little funny, but it didn't actually hurt much or anything. And then what I remember next is you saying, "Oh my God, Stephen," in the middle of the show. And so then I went like this. And then I felt it going all over me.
One of those? Which one was it?
It was in the Sharks. It was in the Cuba Missile Crisis show, the like preamble to the stations. We did.
So my memory of the community of the Ark is all like a Monet painting.
But it was anyway.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them on the hillside with sides.
Gardens.
Yeah, with their long skirts and sides.
Unbelievable.
They wore blue.
Gorgeous
That
place.
blue, everybody,
Oh,
you know,
the
like.
broom. Do you remember the smell of the broom, the flowering broom on the hillsides? That was the sweetest smell.
The place where we performed was, they didn't have electricity, we had like rows of candles.
Right.
And then there was no way to exit from the back except through a window. I remember you like climbing through the window to get like for some entrance.
And I
Well,
made you climb out the window when he was
Help me
covered, when he was
climb.
bleeding and, yeah.
Totally okay.
Yeah,
He was the one who taught children singing before.
that's right.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
But I also remember that when, everybody died.
Staten Island
But,
College.
if there, if
And it was
anything
raining
started
and
going
stopping
on,
and raining and stopping, but
woman
eventually
was
we
some
put
kind
the
of a leader,
parade
like, she would go,
around
la 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 la, and then make everybody stay.
That's right, I remember that. It's like a weird vow of silence or something.
Yeah. And it took every hour the spell would already stop and think about why they were there. That was interesting.
Like once an hour, they had a silent minute.
Well, that's sort of, that is a monastic.
Yeah.
Kind of,
The day we left was their day of silence. It was very weird. They didn't say goodbye.
And I remember the cheese. Did you remember seeing the cheese at the cave?
I do remember the cheese.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, that's where Jules apprenticed with the baker and like
That's
modeled
right.
his oven after. But you were saying that, but I think that that's where the guy from Jasper Hill went to look at the cheese caves also. Yeah, the guy up in Greensboro.
So my Andy Christensen story is that you would bring your oldest clothes on tours and leave, so you didn't have to wash them, you just leave them.
Yeah, save a lot of time.
Suitcase would get lighter and lighter because we were carrying.
While you guys are all trying to figure out how to wash your clothes, I just threw mine away.
I thought that was very smart.
But you remember the trouble I had getting into England? They detained me at
Yes.
Heathrow. You remember that?
Yes,
Where was this?
Heathrow. We were there for like many hours. Yeah, so
Thanks
continue.
to- I think you might remember it better than I do, though. I just remember, I think they thought that I wasn't a part of the Bread and Puppet group. And so I think you all had to come and vouch for me that I indeed was part of the group because they thought I was a hobo that just, you know.
Now, I can't believe that you would be the one they selected as the hobo. We looked all pretty shabby.
But he was in the oldest clothes.
Full of holes and, you know.
Oh, yes, okay.
A sheep's skull that she found out.
Coming back, it was coming back in Montreal. They,
sure.
you know, they, I had a little case that I was making pumpkins, and, you know, at the end, I had all the paper mache and my other, some stuff was from that material we got from, that factory in Lyon. In Lyon, yeah.
Oh, I know that.
And I had a sheep skull or something like a skull that I picked up at the morgue.
Oh, yeah.
And they just didn't know what to make of that bag, you know, all these traditional horrible weird stuff, you know. I think they let me through finally. They did, but
Obviously.
because you're here. They didn't take the stuff away either.
I have to get going.
Okay.
Okay, great to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
That particular trip, I feel like you were the
Me
most.
too.
You just had such a different experience from all the rest of us. Because you spent the whole week that we were in Napoli, you just spent like in those ridiculous meetings for the entire week, and we never got to do our show.
That was pretty interesting. It was like a very, very young communist city government going into the city hall. It seemed sympathetic, but I never understood what was going on.
Well, and there were like the Christian Democrats and the communists or something, and it was like they couldn't, one had one permit and one had the others.
Yeah, one had, one had jurisdiction over the theater, inside theaters, the public houses would perform, right? As we, they were trying to, they were trying to discredit the other faction had jurisdiction over parades and stuff like that, and so we could do our outdoor stuff. But they were trying to discredit the other guys, and there was something about us.
We had to charge for some of these.
We couldn't have any in the theater. They were so really concerned about, so we couldn't have any lit, any lit fire. And when I think there was one scene where
entertaining yourself.
what was that scene with what was that scene where was it Paul's Lynn and some setting table?
That's it, well, Paul wasn't on that
Place or an experience.
So who was it? So what was it?
I did go, actually, I
Must have been
I saw
Mark.
something simple but very.
What scene is that again?
Anyway,
I think there was
Something at a table,
right?
yeah.
I was trying to.
Napoli, and then the other, the culmination was when we got to the festival, right, in Santa Clara, and that was really when you're not the real bread and butter, because Peter's not with you, and that was like, yeah.
Well, at that time.
The culmination, this was like our hardest
Because we did so much fun there.
Right.
And we did so much stuff.
Yeah, we had so much
Concerts all
fun.
over the place.
They kind of gave us the castle, and we just did shows every single day.
Remember
So
Andre?
fun.
Andre?
Andrea.
Things are.
I've been in touch with them.
Positive.
In fact, he sent us that, thanks to everyone.
anybody?
Yeah, I did.
She lives in Sicily.
So,
I know, but Ralph visits her
Yeah,
apparently.
Ralph went down and
she had an on
They also writed it.
One thing I remember about him was
Remember?
It was a great, experience.
She fell in love with what?
Sorrow.
And she's living, yeah, she's pretty much checked out. And he brought little icons and earbuds and stuff.
I remember there was a scorpion. I'd never seen one before on this ledge. And I was looking at it. I was just going to reach out and pick it up, but
Really nice little
Andrea came.
documentary.
Said, no. And he picks up very carefully and flings it over the wall. And he looks out over the wall and there's little kids playing. Then he started yelling in Italian. Remember Sergio? He died in the train. In the bombing.
Yeah, in those terrible meetings with the mayor and he was translating.
That's right, yeah.
And then he wrote his thesis about it too.
He did, yeah. I remember, wasn't there a Palestinian group there before
Your
us?
traditional way.
That was,
There was a group before us, and that's
Napoli or in?
In Napoli.
in Napoli, and that's where
They
they
put them
had
in-
an issue with fire, a Turkish group, or I
thought it was-
international group.
I remember it being Palestinian. And they thought it was- and they didn't like the politics, I thought. And then they put them in prison. I remember they took their passports away.
But then they should have liked us because everybody thought we were like these crazy conservative Catholics.
That was right, that was really weird.
That was so weird
France.
in Marseille.
And England.
Marseille in particular.
But in, oh really, I thought it
Yeah.
was particularly France, and like in Paris, when we, after
Yeah.
our show there, and we had enough drinks that French was coming very easily to me, I think, at that point. And I remember they were talking about Americans as being so religious. Because this was Stations of the Cross,
Right.
And we, and all the sacred cartoons and everything, and with, the thing with word of mouth is like we were always retranslating these gospel texts to like ecological meanings or stuff that we could swallow.
You mean in our own heads?
In our own heads. yes, you know, because, so it was very weird to kind of get that international perspective.
Yeah.
I remember a woman in London. A woman in London got up and said, "Christian rubbish."
Yeah.
And stomped out. That's when we had a close encounter, almost had a close encounter with Dustin Hoffman.
Right. Oh, right. Oh, funny.
We found all our publicity in the back, on the backstage. So we had to go busking to advertise our show.
Right.
We had Brits that would stay in guard for us to let us know that Bobbies were coming. Because you had to have a permit from the Queen in order to bus.
And she had to come over to Lincoln.
I have some pictures of us
Square dances.
along the, what's it
And
called?
then the Lincoln House people would be invited over to their town's.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, so band music there a couple times.
And we're sitting out there with side by side.
Ran out of money.
Yes, I remember that very vividly, because we hadn't gotten paid for anything.
Yeah, and, you know, if it was
Somebody
today,
called
there's no
you.
issue, just somebody wires credit card or credit card. Everything was cash, and we had none. That's right. Really scary. That's
right.
I mean, finally, they did send us some money from Vermont, but
You had.
Unsettling.
Sent home with audience members, and I remember Stephen and I and somebody else got sent home with somebody who lived out in Hampstead Heath in this like fancy house, and the city was also on strike. And so we were just like stuck there. We couldn't go back and we couldn't get back to London, we couldn't, nothing. But I remember something about like saying, does anybody want to host a couple of puppeteers like at a show at the Young Vic? It was like, it's very ridiculous. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I do remember that running out of money.
Well, because I was going to invite you to an advertising.
No, that or what?
You're
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, all the publicity, we found it in boxes on the backstage. They never did it.
You know, I went away to college. And
I don't know.
Dustin Hoffman found out about it though.
I know.
Really,
usually was college.
Yeah, the day we didn't perform because there was no audience.
The stagehands were on strike or something.
We had decided not to perform because there was nobody in the audience.
Yeah.
They told us that. It's like, oh,
We were given a
shame.
bad performance for you, Justin.
Yes.
There's never been a meeting like.
and he would have said, Christian rubbish.
I didn't realize until.
It was fun in a weird way. It was fun in the factory of the room.
I did not understand that.
Reunite with everything.
That was great.
Anyway, so.
Although I do remember like
Yeah,
cleaning
so
the
what's that?
bathrooms
Is it a
there,
reunion?
like as
Augusta
a
Rose
job,
Diamond.
and it was pretty disgustingly awful.
If I could positive or.
There's a Samuel
Fun, it
Harper
was the
piece
first
there
time
that
I ever seen
I
bocce.
Dan
Cool guys in old guys in bars playing bocce and drinking pastis, right?
I got him before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned some of those anthems.
So you worked up there?
Nope, just finished.
Oh, man. You good, mommy?
Yeah.
She went to Goddard when it was a junior
It was
college.
a long enough tour to not
Seminary.
More
be able to sum up in one turn.
It was really close, it was like.
How was the tour? Well,
Going back to Spain.
The US tour was like 3 months
out.
out.
Some multi-day like rides.
And
About the same, I think.
And a lot of our time is spent going in the.
I'd say it's like
May
June.
1st, yeah, May 1st to July. or-
Two daughters? Two daughters.
It was pretty long.
Yeah, and.
I remember specifically because we had to, we were
And
in
they
Sarah
both went
Lawrence, so
too.
we had to leave early. We had to leave.
Anna went to Bar, which is on Hudson, just.
Was that when we did the show
But
at
Alyssa
St. John
went
the
to the
Divine? I mean, not the show, but, well, maybe we did the show also.
St. Paul.
But I remember singing
So, but
the
they're both
Resemble
living
on
in
St. John the
Minneapolis?
Divine.
They're both living in
Maybe one of those
Like
sides.
before, the Larry extravaganza that he
Yeah.
reached at
You guys
Goddard.
remember that?
That's kind of probably more spelled.
How old are they? 30?
no recollection whatsoever.
Well, we did the Vulcanstein there with
Alyssa.
the Music for a Wild People, but I thought we also
Notorious.
maybe did something.
Hardwick Parade.
I think she's 39.
Ironically, we ended up paving on 112th Street.
Yeah, she
Like
does.
after many times of performing at St. John of the Vine, we never imagined in a million years that that I was gonna live there on 112th Street.
And after
Like right on that block, right there.
Yeah.
There were a
The one that
bunch of
faced-
former.
In fact, we ran with White Birds
Chris Kenny
down
was standing
112th
up.
Street for one of those shows, and they opened the big doors and the doors.
Yep.
And
And they all have
they
red.
just moved to that block.
I told you.
Life has unexpected surprises.
Where is it in the 20-minute mark? Will it be reset?
Okay.
Turn around, walk in.